Hi everyone. This is a guide on how you can use AI to generate exam-style questions, real-time feedback, and model answers. The brilliant thing about this approach is that you can use it in your independent study time without a teacher present to get immediate and unlimited feedback that will really accelerate your progress as you prepare for your exams. Specifically, this is how to use AI for AQA GCSE History Exam Practice and Feedback, step-by-step instructions for this course. However, the same approach can be used for any subject and any exam board. We're just going to use this specific example to give a practical demonstration for how it can be used to help you then apply it to your subjects and your exam board. At the end, we'll go through the 8 steps as a reminder that again, you can apply to the subjects that you're studying and the exam boards that are relevant to you. Step number 1 is to understand your exam board and the topics. So make sure you're clear on what your exam board is and the specific topics in your syllabus. If you're unsure about this, you can check with your teacher. These are the examples of the AQA history topics. We're now going to head across to the AI platform and set up this contextual information. You can see that I'm using ChatGPT. However, you can also use DeepSeek, which is a free model with unlimited usage. It's probably a good idea to activate the DeepThink R1 model because this is a higher reasoning model, which will probably give you more accurate feedback. However, for our purposes, we're going to use ChatGPT. It's good to start with a prompt like this, which just sets the context for the chat window. So I'm asking, are you familiar with the AQA GCSE history courses and mark schemes? So we can see from ChatGPT's output that it is familiar with this course, as well as the mark schemes and assessment objectives and the different question types. So that helps to get us going. Step 2 is to generate exam style questions. So use AI to create tailored exam style questions that match your AQA topics and the question types. Examples of prompts that we can use would be create a 16-mark question for AQA GCSE history, conflict and tension between East and West, 1945 to 1972, about the causes of the Cold War. Providing as much context as possible ensures that you get better outputs. Another example is write an 8-mark question about the importance of the Berlin blockade in increasing Cold War tensions. So we'll use this first prompt now. So I've added the prompt to the chat window and we'll see what the output is now. So we can see that it has come up with a relevant question that we might get in the exam, and we can ask it to provide more examples. I'm going to ask it to provide 10 more examples. There is evidence to suggest that saying please and thank you does increase the quality of the output that you get. So we can see that it's given us a further 10 practice questions which we could use. And this is useful in just considering whether we are exam ready. Revision starts with ensuring we have secured the knowledge and the understanding, but to be really exam ready, we have to then apply that knowledge and understanding to exam style questions. And AI is great for generating a range of questions that can help us to consider whether we are ready to answer any question that might come up. We can see here 10 questions on a range of topics. 3 then is to answer the question or questions. Write your response as if you were in an exam, ensuring you follow the time guidelines for each question. Ensure you know how long you have for each question. So for example, in history, we would spend 15 minutes on a 12-mark question and 20 minutes on a 16-mark question at GCSE. Your teacher can help with time management in giving you a guide if you're unsure of this. Ensure that your exam practice is as close to what your final experience will be like in the examination hall. So use a laptop and your extra time if you have been awarded this. 4 is to find the relevant mark scheme. This is where we would access the AQA website or your revision materials to locate the mark scheme for the specific question type. Once again, your teacher can help you with this if you have trouble finding it, but we can also use AI for this purpose. So let's head back across to ChatGPT to do this. So the prompt that I'm going to use is, are you familiar with the AQA GCSE history mark scheme? In other words, can you make use of this to provide me with formative feedback if I was to show you one of my practice questions? Always provide as much context as you can, as the outputs will then be much better. So we can see that ChatGPT is aware of the mark scheme, and we could submit our answer now. But I want to show you how you can also upload the mark scheme if you need to, as this will provide even more accurate feedback. So I'm going to go to attach files, upload from computer, and this is the mark scheme that I saved earlier on. And I'm just going to ask it, does this help you? And we can see that it is useful. So that's going to ensure that the feedback we're given is even more accurate. Step number 5 is to submit your answer for AI feedback. So provide your answer and the mark scheme, as we've just done, to AI for feedback. An example prompt could be, using this mark scheme, evaluate my response to this AQA GCSE history 16-mark question. The main reason for the development of the Cold War in the years 1945 to 1949 was the Truman Doctrine. Highlight strengths and areas for improvement. I've added this prompt to the ChatGPT window, and now I copy and paste my answer into the chat, and let's see what it comes back with. So we can see that it's given us a level and highlighted the strengths and the areas for improvement. It's also picked up that spelling, punctuation, and grammar is an allocation to this question, and it's awarded spelling, punctuation, and grammar marks. If you find that the output is too long, you could use this sort of prompt. This is too long to read. Summarize it in 150 words, please. In this way, you can ensure that the feedback is appropriate and is understandable. Step 6 is to refine your response. We can use the feedback now to improve our answer. If it's unclear, ask AI follow-up questions to aid your understanding. For example, how can I improve my explanation of the Berlin blockade to reach level 4 in the mark scheme? Let's use that prompt now. So I've put that prompt into the chat, and let's see what happens. We can see that it's given us 3 steps that would be helpful to provide specific factual details, to explain the causes, consequences, and significance, and to link it directly to Cold War tensions. It goes through each of the 3 steps in more details and provides examples and a clear explanation for why this reaches level 4. In this way, we can see how we can use AI as a learning tool to really accelerate our progress and not to do the work for us. At this point, asking further questions can be really powerful, especially if you don't understand the topic. So for example, we could ask it to explain the Berlin blockade to us in simple terms to begin with. In this way, you can get explanations for any topic in a way that you can understand. And if it's too complicated, once again, ask it to simplify it further. Or if you find that the explanation is too simple, ask it to explain it in more complex ways. Step 7 is to request a model answer. Here we can ask AI to generate a sample answer to compare with our own. An example prompt that you could use for a model answer would be, provide a model answer, so level 4, full mark, 16 out of 16 for the 16-mark question, giving the question, and include 3 key points with supporting evidence and make use of the 5-part plan. Let's use this prompt now. I've put the prompt into ChatGPT, and this will help us to see what a top-level answer looks like. Here we can see that ChatGPT has provided a level 4 full mark response following our instructions, and it's explained to us why this is a level 4 answer, providing a clear breakdown of all of the aspects in line with the AQA mark scheme. And finally, step 8 is to practice multiple questions. So you can repeat the process with different questions across your syllabus topics. So for example, ask AI to create a variety of question types, such as in our example, the 4-mark describe questions, the 8-mark explain questions, the 12-mark importance questions, and the 16-mark evaluate questions. These are all the questions that are relevant to the AQA GCSE history exams. But once again, you can use them for any exam board. Just be clear on the different question types that you will get, or ask AI to help you to understand the different question types that you will get. So the prompt I'm going to use is now provide 10 examples of the 4-mark describe questions. It also offers to provide model answers for any of these questions. So in summary, the 8 steps to using AI for exam practice in any subject and with any exam board are: step 1, make sure you understand your exam topics and identify your exam board and the topics that you're preparing for. Number 2, generate exam style questions. Ask AI to generate practice questions matching your syllabus and the question types. Number 3, answer the questions. Write or type your response as if you were in an exam. Number 4, find a mark scheme and use the exam board website, or ask your teacher if you need help with this. Number 5, submit your answer for feedback. Provide AI with your response and the mark scheme. By the way, ChatGPT and DeepSeek will allow you to take a photo of your handwritten answer and upload it for feedback. 6, refine your response. Then use AI's feedback to improve your answer and ask follow-up questions. 7 is to request a model answer. Ask AI for a high-level example answer to compare with your own. Number 8 is to practice and repeat. Apply this process to different topics and question types to improve your exam performance. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you can see how you can now use AI as a learning tool, not to do the work for you, but to really accelerate your understanding and your progress in all of your subjects. AI provides an engaging learning partner that you can work with that will personalize and differentiate its instructions for you to help you to understand any topic and to get better at any type of question. It's a really powerful tool, so make use of it. Learning to use AI effectively is also going to be a life skill for you, so this is a good way to start. Have fun.